And it's funny when I think back now on the video production business, uh, the answer was actually sitting underneath my nose. All of the previous businesses, like the digital agency, the rock and roll clothing music store, the stock market education business, all of them, I was very much the technician. And it wasn't until we built out Melbourne video production where I couldn't be the technician because I wasn't the video guy. I didn't know how to edit video or to set up the equipment. I had Adrian, you can see a photo of him in the corner there, who was the technician. Now, shortly after Adrian found his feet and we started to expand, we got Max on board. Max is the guy who took this photo. So Max was the systems champion inside Melbourne video production. And I didn't call him the systems champion at the time. And it's really only afterwards I realized I intuitively did this. But Max's job was basically to watch and learn and document everything that Adrian did. And this was the first business that really I built that worked without me. And it showed me what was possible because a lot of business owners, they don't have the experience of the business working without them. So they don't have the picture in their head that it's possible. And all they've ever known is building a business where they are the technician and it's heavily dependent on them. That's a big part of what ends up trapping the business owner. But getting Max in there, not being able to work on the tools, I actually think, I mean, that's a path. If a business owner wants to choose that at some point in time, it's a great idea to start a business where you don't know how to do the thing. And you will get so many different learnings by going through that process. A lot of us, though, might not be in that position. And what we're trying to do now is retrofit some of this systems thinking back in. And the way that I think it most easily done is through the systems champion. So in the video production business, I think a lot of videographers it's a space that's filled with solopreneurs because it's the video guy who has all of the great equipment, is working in someone else's studio, thinks, well, why don't I do this myself and run my own business? They move out and they start their own business, but they know how to do all of the video work. So then they very much get stuck doing the video work for ages. Now, Max was heading down that path. But I feel like we gave him an amazing gift, and that was to teach him because he already had the skills to know how to do the technical work. He knew how to be the video guy, but he hadn't yet learned how to run a business that delivers the technical work. And having him step in behind Adrian, and then Adrian actually ended up moving on from that position. And then Max became the man, and he was the studio manager. And it's this key now. The more that I've been interviewing different business owners, I see this pattern repeating. The systems champion very much holds the key to break free from the business. And if you select the right systems champion, they can actually evolve to be one of your most valuable team members. And I've got some case studies that I can share where those systems champions have been groomed and gone on to become the general manager or the person who is the most knowledgeable team member in the business. Like Ryan Stannard from Stannard Homes. I just recently published his case study on YouTube. He runs a $15 million building company out of Adelaide, where his systems champion, which was his daughter, he's now grooming in to be the GM. And just Christmas just passed. He took 7 weeks off. I'll tell you a little bit more about that particular case study because there's a lot that can be learned from it. Or there's Crow Estate Planning, where Callie Saulsburry, who's their systems champion, is helping that estate planning business expand across the US. Or PorterVac, which was my first client with Dave Porter, and he had Kane, who was the systems champion, and it was that linchpin that enabled Dave to step back from the day-to-day operations. Or Sandra Allars from Taking Care Mobile Massage. Sandra's daughter was the systems champion. Through COVID, re-engineered the business from the ground up, and then that business has been scaling like never before. And Sandra's been in business for 30 years as a massage therapist. Or there's Doug and Andrea, and we'll hear about some of these case studies as we go. And I've got some systems champions who's going to jump in and also share some of those stories. I have so many examples of this systems champion evolving into the most valuable player. And I'm 100% convinced that this is a missing piece for a lot of business owners. With systems, it's one of those things. Sometimes I get a little bit of pushback, or there's the voice in someone's head that says, but my business is different. We've literally worked in hundreds and hundreds of businesses and industries: clothing stores, dental clinics, restaurants, language schools, interior designers, motels, auto repairs, landscape, coffee shops, digital agencies, video production businesses, yoga businesses, animal rescue businesses, accounting, law firms, security, different manufacturers. If you name it, there's a good chance that we've done some work in it, either us directly through head office or through our systemologists, or some of the case studies that we collect for people applying it. Business is business. All great businesses are built on great systems. And the linchpin to make this work is ensuring that you've got someone who has capacity to take this on board and help to champion it and continue to champion it while you, the business owner or key leadership team members, may be too busy. They'll support you. You've still got to lead it, and you've got to be involved, and you'll have some choices to make. Either you invest more in that person and get a higher skilled person that requires less input from you, or you invest less in them, but then you're going to need to provide them with more direction. So I'm not going to say that there's a magic bullet to running a business or building a business that'll work profitably without you. I'm not going to say that this takes away any of the hard work or dedication or commitment required. There are going to be challenges. Things aren't going to go right. You're going to choose the wrong systems champion at first. There's going to be wasted time and effort. You're going to drop the ball, and you're going to question whether or not it was the right investment up front. That's all part of the process. And I can't promise that you're not going to find a dud the first time that you do this. But what I do know is that you can't build a profitable business without great systems. And I can guarantee that even if you don't get it right the first time round, we can lay the foundations and we just keep building upon this solid base. And I know if you commit to this 12, 24 months from now, there's no way that you can be worse off. You can only be better off. Even if you get it wrong, systems have a compounding cumulative effect. I hope you enjoyed that clip. Just a heads up, it was a snippet taken from the Business Systems Accelerator program, which is the world's first training for systems champions to help you build a systems-driven organization. If you'd like to find out more about the program, head over to systemology.com/BSA, and I'll see you in the next video.